Hello, my name is Michael Lee of the Source Editor Group, and today I'm going to be talking about approaching merge request approvals and editing experiences in the context of branch rules. So currently this is merge request approvals, and there's two areas here that I am planning to address as we make updates to editing them in the world of branch rules. And that's first making it clear what's a required number of approvals. So that's something that I feel like we have an opportunity to improve, and dealing with scenarios where we include so many people that we're listing 300 people individually here, and it's not very clear who the approvers are, in my opinion. All right, so the first thing is one feature that has been coming up from group level settings is setting a minimum number of approvers that's required for all merge requests, and that's handled by this area here. So we have approvals required, all eligible users, and the idea here that at the moment is defaulted to 0, but eventually from a group level we may want to set that as 1 or 2 on all merge requests to ensure that every merge request at least has those number of approvers. In a past design, maybe 2 years ago, one of the designers extracted that value out into settings at the group level and called it approvers required. This hasn't been implemented, but this is just a thought of how we might be able to extract this out. And I kind of took that and extracted out that one row out from the approvals rules table in branch rules and brought it out, sitting out on its own world out here. And I was running with this for a couple of months right now, thinking that this would align with how group level settings may work. But at the same time, group level rules are looking to incorporate approval rules as well. So I was like, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here to revisit this design, and at the same time, from a scannability standpoint, we can see that these are the rules and the number of approvals required for those rules. This, in one way, I saw it as I just need 2 approvers for the merge request. It doesn't matter who, so it could live outside of here. But another way to think about this is that this is actually just a rule itself, and if we go back and bring that back into the world of our list, we have all eligible users, and this is where I think we can make a small change that will make things a lot more clear. So all eligible users are actually the approvers who are allowed to give the 2 approvals, but this rule then doesn't have a name, and the name of this rule is actually what it is the number of required approvals. So if we do something like this, it's actually clear from the merge request approvals list that this rule here is the number of required approvals. We can change the labeling here to make that more clear, whether that's the required number of approvals. I just wrote this for now because it's shorter and fits, but open to suggestions there. And here, the approvers list, we have any eligible users, and if you hover over that, we would display the same pop-up that we had from before. By keeping this stuff in the pop-up, we're not cluttering the UI with all this information of who can approve. The reason I brought it out earlier was I thought that by taking this outside, we would make it clear that this is the number of required approvals overall. But I feel that this kind of sits well here as well. So back to this, by giving it a rule name, we may have created something that's more clear. And of course, people can't edit it using the edit buttons, but changing the numbers here. And the next thing I wanted to address was when we have so many people assigned to as approvers. And realistically, nobody is actually adding 364 people to a approvers list. They're usually using groups in this scenario to add those people in. And what we do here is we actually display, we resolve the group name and display all the individual users out. And how I could see this being improved upon is that we do show, we would show the groups and the users. So from a approach of thinking about how I set up my approvers, maybe I just want all team leads, or maybe I want the whole group of designers or front-end people from my group to look at it. So at a high level, I can be confident that I set up the right groups. But in the scenario that I actually want to see everyone listed and want to see all 364 people, and the number here, 374, is different than 364 is because here we actually are displaying 10 people, and then we say there's 364 more people. So actually there's 374 people. So we're making people do like mental math to figure out how many people are actually in the approvers list itself. So that's why I changed this number to 374, and here's 7 more, and I have here show all 17. So for this case, if I went ahead and went with the show all 17, we could do the classic way of doing our displaying all the heads of the people here, and this could be good for MVC because we already have this pattern established in GitLab. But if I had like a lot of people and I wanted to scan to make sure that those people are there, if I know what their avatar is, happy days. But in the scenario where I may not know what their avatar is, or they changed their avatar, or some people left the group or stuff like that, this list would change and reshape. So an alternative way to present this would be on click, we actually display all the lists of the people in a modal. And inside this modal, the list would be scrollable, and it would be sorted by alphabetical order, so that you can just scan and see whoever you're looking for based on that. Whether it's sorted by first name, last name, or username, I think that's something we can refine and update, and perhaps we could have a filter in here. But at the moment, this design just hints at sorting by people's first names. So yeah, these are 2 changes that I am proposing that will be done to editing merge request approvals in the context of branch rules. So let me know what you think of this, and thank you very much.